Hi, everybody. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content that I've been giving you. I have really enjoyed being able to tell these stories. And every time I tell one, it makes me think of something new. Anyway, this week I wanted to talk a little bit about my teenage years. When I was a teenager, and my parents during their divorce, my father received a standard possession order, which in Texas means that you go and visit on the first, third, and fifth weekends. For some reason, I feel like I was going every weekend. I mean, it's been a while ago. I'm almost 50 years old now, and this started when I was 7, but I feel like I was going every weekend instead of every other weekend. Either way, once I became a teenager and, I wanted to hang out with my friends on the weekends or go to school dances or go to, football games or whatever functions that were happening, having to go to my dad's house on the weekends could sometimes be a damper on the weekend. Feeling like you're obligated as a child to go and see your dad. Of course you love your dad, you love your parents, but it's something about just having to, especially as a teenager, having to pass up on those fun moments in high school memories to go to your dad's house. So one thing that my dad did, and I actually know quite a few dads that do it. My husband does it for his kids. Is my dad made it be my choice. He was like, if you don't want to come, you don't have to come. I'm not going to force you to change your plans to come and be with me. And I don't think he did it to make me feel guilty or anything, but I think I felt that way anyway. But what it did was it relaxed me. It made me not have anxiety about it. It made me feel more comfortable in just speaking my mind and letting him know how I was feeling. And so, like I said, he was very agreeable to just whatever you want to do, baby. If you want to come over, fine. If you don't, I completely understand. And so that kind of made me feel like, okay, let me go ahead and go over here because I want to spend time with my dad. Like, we would go places. Like I said, my dad would make a um a solid effort to spend time with me on the weekends. Like, he was a barber, so he worked all weekend. I'm sorry, all week. He was only off on Sundays and Mondays. So even on Saturdays when I was at his house for the weekend, a lot of times I would go up to the barber shop and hang out with, my dad and the guys in there. My dad may, ask me to run an errand for him or something like that. But um I just enjoyed the time I spent with him. And I was very grateful for the opportunity he gave me. Like, if I had other plans, to just be able to do those other plans and know that I'm not upsetting him or making him feel bad when I choose to do those other plans. Because he knew it wasn't personal. It was nothing like, I don't want to be with you. It was just, high school's a very special time in a kid's life. Like, they're growing up, so he just allowed me to be able to grow up. Anyway, I wanted to last week I spoke about some things that I was going to bring up. So one thing I notice now is that I get a lot of clients or prospective clients who come in, male clients, who are now interested in establishing a relationship with their kids. And let me rephrase that. Not necessarily establishing a relationship, but they are all out like, I want custody of my kids. And then you're like, okay, well, what's going on? Why do you want custody of your kids? And then the let me add this little caveat. The caveat is their girlfriend or their new wife is the one who booked the consultation for them. So they don't even have all the information, and they can't even get through the consultation without the wife present. It's kind of like, to me, it gives me the impression that they are only doing this or moving forward with this legal action because that new wife or girlfriend um, impressed it upon them. Or either they're trying to impress her or they're trying to convince her that they are not a deadbeat, or, that they're a great father. And a lot of them are great fathers. But the part that's triggering to me is that when I ask them, like, well, when was the last time you saw your kids? And they're like, I haven't seen them in months, or I haven't seen them in years. and they blame it all on the mother. Sometimes it is the mother. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of women out here who are a piece of work, but it's not always the case. And I do not like when fathers allow a mother to bully them into being an absent father. Like, do what you have to do. A lot of men are very passive, and they just go with the flow. If the mom says you can't get them, then they just go about their business. And they may feel bad about it, or they may talk you know about her behind, to other people, but they don't seek legal counsel, which is something that they should actually do immediately. Like, you should enforce your order. If you have an order that says you're supposed to get your kids on the weekends, you should enforce your order. You should not let the mom tell you that you can't get your kids, and then you just go with the flow. But what I was speaking about is fathers who they have the order, and the mom is not stopping them from getting their kids. They just are busy doing whatever. They're busy working, they're busy, out dating, doing whatever, and they're just not interested in being present. And then they get a new woman in their lives, and then all of a sudden they want to act like their father of the year. That to me is very triggering. Another thing that triggers me is when I get clients who come to me and say, I want full custody of my kids. I'm sick of paying this child support. So you think because you're paying child support, that if you have custody, it's going to be easier for you? Do you not understand the role that the other parent plays when they are the primary parent, when the child lives with them? Like, whether they have to get up and go to work or not, they have to get up and get those kids ready for school. They have to put lunch money on the account or fix lunches when the kids are picky and don't want school lunch. They play the chauffeur for all extracurricular activities. If there are girls, boys, whatever, they have to get haircuts and hairdos. Depending on how old the girl is or the child is, they are buying clothes. They have to do all these extra things. They have to take the child to the doctor or play the doctor and the nurse when the child is at home sick. They have to be the counselor when the child is feeling bad or feeling emotional in some type of way. Like, all of these things are things that go into being a full-time parent. It's not just about child support. And when you think about it, like, I'll say the average income is about 50,000 a year, middle class. I'll say that income. 50,000 a year for one child support, if you don't have any other kids. um I want to say it's like 800 and something dollars. Like, I'll have to do the math. I really wasn't prepared for this part. But anyway, you think that $800 is like making this woman rich? It's not. I'll speak from my own experience. When I divorced my uh first husband, he gave me $300 a month in child support. And if any of you who get child support, they break that down based on their pay period. So I would get like $139 every 2 weeks. That is literally gas money. That is nothing. My daughter would eat me out of house and home. She was growing like a weed. So not only did I have to buy food for her, clothes for her, any extracurricular activities she did, I had to do for her. And then I'm still playing the chauffeur. I'm helping her with her homework. I'm cooking for her, cleaning for her, doing everything for her, playing doctor whenever she's sick or hurt. Like, that little child support money. And I'm not saying it's not a lot, because some people pay up to $1,800. Some people pay a lot more than that. But I just want you to know, choosing to have custody of your child because you don't want to pay child support, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end in court. The court is going to look at the fact that you have not been present in this child's life for months. They are going to look at the history of, even the mom telling you that you can't see the child, but you not choosing to seek legal action. Like, all of that plays a part. So, anyway, enough of me and my rant. Anyway, I think that's a good enough story for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. And that's it for Auntie Amos. I'll see you guys next week.